Oh, let's get right into this. Now, I know that there's a microphone issue. I totally get it. It's actually more of an internet problem. For some reason, even if my 35 to 40 megabytes of upload, I'm just not getting a good, consistent signal. With that said, I know there's some microphone issues with quality of you hearing it and that the video cuts out a little bit here and there. I have to call the provider tomorrow and figure out what the deal is. But the bottom line is, we're going to get right into this video. This is the video where I answer questions for free from the online community. People call in from quite literally all over planet Earth to go ahead and have answers related to Social Security benefits, specifically disability, answered. Sometimes we do VA disability as well. With that said, I've got the phone right here, and what will happen is people will call in at the 407 279 1754 phone number. Again, 407 279 1754 phone number. I put it into the chat right there. You get 5 to 7 minutes to go ahead and ask your question and have me answer it. You should not stack your questions. So keep to 1 or 2 questions per call. Also, use a fake name when you call in. Remember to ask your legal question right up front, no story mode. Also, I don't have your full file, so I can't give you legal advice that's absolute, definitive, and holding because I don't know your whole file. I get people who call me later and say, "Oh, I didn't know about this," or da da da. Well, yeah, I don't have your whole file in front of me. So this is more of a, we're just talking about something, trying to figure out a solution for you, but it can't be definitive on your particular legal situation. Now, with that said, I'm going to open up the phone right now to go ahead and receive calls. Again, I'm going to put in the 407 279 1754. I'm not sure how many calls we're going to get because it is 1:31 a.m. in the morning of basically Tuesday. It's way later. I'm supposed to go live around 8, but the bottom line is I'm working nonstop. We've got the first caller real quick. Let's get right to it. Hi, this is Attorney Walter Hnot. We are live on YouTube. Remember to use a fake name throughout this process. Also, remember to go ahead and mute the computer where the video is playing. We'll just talk straight through the phone. How can I help you? And what's your legal question?
Hi,
How you doing?
I'm good. How you doing, Walter?
Good. Walk me through. Yeah, what's the legal question?
Hey, but I just want to say, you do a fantastic job with your videos, and
Thank
I
you.
really enjoy your lives. And I just want to say, keep being awesome, keep doing, keep helping out others because you're amazing.
Thank you. I really appreciate it.
Thank you so much. That's all I wanted to tell you about.
Oh, cool.
But
Mhm.
that's all I wanted to say. But I would like to see if my dad has any questions
Sure.
for you, if you don't mind.
Yeah, go for it.
Mm-hmm.
Go for it. Let me know if he has any additional questions for me.
Yeah, I'm asking him right now, real quick, if he has any questions to ask you about Social Security, anything to do with him right now. So, can you just hold like 2-3 seconds?
Go ahead. Yeah.
Thanks.
So, guys, what we're doing is we're waiting for the person on the phone to ask his father about any Social Security questions that he might have. And then basically we'll try and get through that real quick, and then we'll pop over to the next call. I do see everybody else calling in, but I will grab those as quickly as I can.
Yeah, I'm so sorry, Walter. So he's back right now. He want to ask you a question.
With the increases in Social Security, are they automatic, or you have to call the Social Security offices first to find out?
So are you saying like the cost of living adjustments that happen at the beginning of the year with those increases, or do you mean a different increase?
Those increases.
Yeah, those increases are automatic. They're automatically calculated, and then they usually send you a status update as to what the new amount will be. But yeah, those are always automatically calculated based off the cost of living adjustment. Yeah.
So are there any other increases that they plan to give you that you have to call about?
Well, I mean, it depends. It depends on if the 1/3 reduction rule, also known as the in-kind support maintenance rule, applies to you. It depends on whether or not you had additional income that wasn't included on your IRS tax sheets. So, I mean, there's a lot of potential options where you could have an increase, but you have to fall into one of those situations where they didn't properly calculate your benefits to begin with, or essentially, yeah, it's some sort of program limitation that shouldn't be applied to you. But I tell you what, I'm going to go to the next caller real quick because we've got A lot of people calling in, but I will catch you guys a little bit
That's fine.
later. Yeah,
That's fine. Thank you so much.
absolutely. You have a wonderful, wonderful day. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. All right, we're going to take the next call real quick. Let's see. Actually, this person, there's a couple of them who keep calling. So let me do this. I'm just going to click on this person. They keep trying to call in. Let me see if I can get them on the phone real quick. Let's see what we got here. Okay, good. Let's see if we can get him on the phone.
Hello?
Hi, this is Attorney Walter Hnot. We are live on YouTube. Remember to use a fake name throughout this process. What is your legal question?
Hi, good to meet you. I can't believe I'm on. It's great. I'm calling because I wanted to see how do they determine, as far as your benefit amount, does it actually change depending on the severity of your disability? Even if you only meet a certain requirement of income, like what you've made in your lifetime accumulated?
Wait.
Can it sway it?
Wait, re-ask that question again one more time.
Okay, I'm sorry. So I know I'm 42.
Okay.
I spent 7 months of the year last year in the hospital. I am not able to work for any time going forward that I believe I can. And I have worked for 20 plus years solid before that full time.
Okay.
And paid everything. And so I know that I probably haven't accumulated my maximum benefit that I would have made if I had worked 20 more years.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, the severity of my disability is like I hit like 6 or 7 points on the like blue book list.
Okay.
Does that affect it more, or is it still kind of limited by the fact that I haven't met a certain age or income payout?
So
the
answer is about the 35-year averaging algorithm. You want to go study that 35-year averaging algorithm. The severity of your impairments does not change the amount that you're going to receive. It does in VA benefits for veterans, but it doesn't for civilian benefits. You're either fully disabled or not fully disabled. So the severity of your...
all it might do.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, so all it might actually do is just maybe just ensure that I'm more likely to get approved.
Right. The only caveat to that is if you're blind, they allow you to earn more money, and there's some other little rule changes. But if you're not blind, it's not going to apply to you.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right, but it will help as far as me like wondering if it will help like be more likely to get covered on a more permanent basis. But also with SSI and the concurrency, like how does that work as far as like what's more or less and which one can continue to happen, or if you have to cut one for the other, or I even read somewhere that the concurrent amount could actually be less than if you just got SSI.
When was the last
you know
time?
about that?
Yeah, when was the last time that you stopped working?
I stopped working in June of 2023.
Okay, so you're going to be an SSDIer. What were you? All right, let me ask you this: have you called the SSA and asked them how much you're going to get per month if granted disability benefits?
No. I'm actually kind of nervous to talk to them because I want to make sure I don't say anything I shouldn't be saying.
Okay.
I know that it's almost like you have a right to, it's like a Miranda rights kind of situation when you're on hold calling them. They warn you.
So what I would say is this: I would go ahead and give them a call and basically ask them how much your SSDI amount would be. And also, if it's right around $1,000, SSI might be part of the equation. If it's less than $1,000, SSI will be part of the equation if you meet the other poverty requirements. But if you're above $1,000, $1,500, $2,000 a month, then in that instance, SSI is not going to be a part of your equation. You're just going to be an SSDIer. You have a wonderful, wonderful day. Okay. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Perfect. Let me go ahead and get this other person who was calling in. Let's get them on the phone real quick. Here we go. And speaker is on. Here we go. Hi, this is Attorney Walter Hnot. We are live on YouTube. Remember to use a fake name throughout this process. What is your legal question? Go ahead.
Hi, Walter. My name is Kelly.
Hi,
And I hope this is an easy question.
Sure.
I applied for Social Security Disability.
Okay.
I am soon to be 60 years old, not that any of that matters.
Okay.
My question is, the medical review was completed on November 20th.
Mm-hmm.
And it says that they've now started the final review to make sure that I still meet the non-medical requirements of the disability benefits.
Mm-hmm.
When I talked to the Social Security Administration, they told me that it would either be that I've been approved, and that it could either be like they'd send me the letter right away, or it could take about 6 weeks for the final review to make sure that I still met the non-medical requirements for the disability benefits.
Sure.
It's been 3 months.
Okay.
Is that normal for Florida?
I mean, it's normal for an agency that's underfunded, has massive attrition, and they can't get enough employees at the local field offices to process claims. So here's the deal. Back in the day, it took, about 2 weeks. Now it's up to about 6 weeks plus, which means that if they can't find people to do it, you get stuck in that situation. Have you done your pre-effectuation interview phone call yet?
What is that?
That's where they call you and go through the technical or the non-medical requirements of your program. Now, when did you stop working? Like when was your last payroll, company that you worked for?
July of 2023.
All right. So you're going to
Actually,
be
it was June
okay.
2023.
And you've worked mostly with that company through the, majority of your life?
22 years.
22 years. All right. So the bottom line with this situation is that, you're going to be an SSDIer full and through. So the actual interview, the pre-effectuation interview, is very short. The long ones are for SSI people because there's all these poverty questions that they have to ask them. For you, it's going to be very, very short. You get that interview done. Now, if you want to speed it up, call the SSA field office that's local to you and ask them, hey, when am I going to schedule this? Who's going to be the person that I'm doing this with? What is the date? What is the time? Because you need to get through that phone call before they can process the receipt of benefits. So get them on the phone, get the phone call scheduled, get it with somebody so that you know time and place, and then get that pre-effectuation interview done so that you can actually receive your benefits.
So that wasn't the first call that I did back in January 20th of this year where I filled out a form with them. This is something that's after the medical approval is complete?
This is after the medical approval is complete because for SSDI benefits, they have to make sure you medically, have passed through and are severe enough. Once they do that, they do a technical review to see if you meet the non-medical requirements.
And that's the pre-effectuation?
Yeah,
review?
it's a perk interview or a pre-effectuation interview.
Okay, I will give them a call. Thank you.
Perfect. You have a wonderful, wonderful night. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay, we're going to go to the next call real quick. That's Shadow, who's snoring in the background. Not everybody loves disability law. So let's see if we can get this person on the phone real quick. Hopefully we can. Hopefully we can get him on the phone.
Hello?
Hi, this is Attorney Walter Hnot. We are live on YouTube. Remember to use a fake name throughout this process. What is your legal question? Go ahead.
Hi, my name is Kat, and my legal question is I am at the Appeals Council level, and this is my second time going through the process. I had another ALJ hearing back in 2019. I was trying to have a person a law firm take over for the legal representative that I have, and they made a big mistake and thought that I said I got denied somehow and started new claim for me, instead of, and then told me they don't do federal. And they're not really communicating with me. And it's like, let me think.
Wait. So let me summarize. You got a law firm on board that filed a new claim, even though your original claim was at Appeals Council. Is that correct?
Yes, because I signed things with them over the phone, thinking that they were going to take over for the free representative. Because I wanted somebody to, be at, that want that contingency. I wanted somebody that would do it on contingency, that believed, plus that wouldn't be like, I cannot give you legal advice.
I mean, so here's the thing, keep in mind, they're going to have to withdraw the new application so you can complete the Appeals Council action. Did you file a brief with the Appeals Council to go ahead and get a rendered decision? Did you have grounds to go ahead and file with them? Or was it one of those things where you just appealed and rolled the dice?
We appealed. We appealed the ALJ, and it's at the Appeals Council level.
Yeah. What was the brief that you sent in though? Did you have a brief? Did you find grounds?
Yes. The law firm or
free representative. He put in, it was a very, I guess, vague thing, but it says that she broke the law or a few different ways. So, and they think I have a case, but I just have not had the greatest experience with them. Like, I've been yelled at by the lady for not remembering the questions. And just, that's how I found you though. I came and found you because I didn't know how to ask questions. I didn't feel comfortable. And now this other company that I signed with, feels like I made a big mistake, and the appeals council now has sent me something, and I tried to ask, say that the appeals council wants you to talk to them, and she said no, and the paralegal who was telling me it's not possible that I got denied in 10 days for the SSDI, and it's just been a nightmare. My question is, like, can this affect my whole, last 3 years practically?
Yeah, I mean, it wipes out the claim. It wipes out the appeals council claim when you do a new filing. That's what happens. You do a new filing, it wipes out any claims inside the SSA docket. You have to get a denial from appeals council, appeal it into district court, and then file a new claim. You have to completely leave the SSA docket in order to be able to file a new claim and not kill off the old claim. So what they've done is they've essentially killed off the old appeals council claim.
Can they be sued for that?
Well, you're going to have them go ahead and rescind the new application and continue the adjudication for the appeals council. And okay, so let me ask you this: how long has the claim been at the appeals council?
It's been at July 6th, or July 18th. Sorry, July 18th.
Okay, so I mean, so it's usually
last year,
so it's usually 12 to 15 months. Could be a little less, could be a little bit more at appeals council. So at this point, the appeals council claim has been killed off. So now what you have to do is you have to request that the appeals council claim continue and that the new initial filing. Well, okay, well, let me ask you this too. This is an important thing. What is your date last insured? Because you said that your SSDI claim was, denied within 10 days.
Yes, that's because I haven't worked since September of 2006.
All right, so there's the main problem. So you're an SSI only at appeals council. The appeals council SSI only claim was ended. You can't obviously file for SSI. You're only an SSI with the new filing. Was the old claim good? I mean, that's another thing you have to kind of ask yourself. Do you feel that a remand was a potential, or did you not have a lot? All right, let me ask you this. Did you have emergency room visits once every 6 months? Did you have behavioral institute visits once every 6 months? Did you have repetitive continuous medical treatment that showed severity while you were going through the last adjudication?
I've been in, I see a therapist 2 times a week. I have my psychiatrist I've seen for a very long time. I just got a full neuropsych done. And also I got the intake done so that they believe that I have I have ASD, or at least enough symptoms to be able to test for that. So I'm on the waiting list for that. The thing with the neuropsych, though, is that there's misinformation, a lot of wrong stuff there. She said I smoked pot when I was not. No, I didn't. It's just alarming, to make such huge mistakes. Kind of.
So let me ask you this. And I get that you had higher reps and then you had the new attorney and yada, yada.
Right.
You should really take the brief that was submitted to appeals council and, give the new attorney basically a chance to read through, your unfavorable decision to see if you should be having a new claim filed or not. So you're just wasting time there. If you have to do a new filing and collect new medical documentation, it's not like you have to worry about a DLI running out because your date last insured ran out a long time ago, since the last time you worked was 2006. So, in this situation, this might be an improper action that ends up being the correct fix because the prior claim wasn't set up to have the proper medical evidence. So let me ask you this. What are your top 5 impairments?
My top 5, memory,
pain throughout, widespread pain throughout my body, panic disorder, can't breathe, and I barely can leave my house. And I have daily chronic headaches and migraines. It's getting worse. Is that how many is that?
All right. So just real quick, real quick. So pain, you got arthropathy, and then basically panic disorders, panic attacks, maybe anxiety, depression, maybe some PTSD from stuff that happened in the past. So all right, you should be able to give me a walkthrough of your top 5 actual named medical conditions. So
yes,
yeah,
sorry, I thought you wanted me. I watched some of your other videos.
Yeah.
And you were like, don't name them, and then I'm like,
Oh, you always conditions. Yeah. So what are your top 5?
My top 5, I would say PTSD,
Okay.
Depressive disorder, which has gotten now persistent depressive disorder diagnosis. Also fibromyalgia from the Mayo Clinic, and chronic fatigue syndrome. There's 5.
Okay.
But I would say my ADHD is really bad.
Okay. Are you under 50 or over 50?
I'm 46.
Okay. So
the
no.
first hearing too. Yeah.
Okay. So no grid out option. So let me ask you this. Most of this sounds like, mental. So psychiatrist, psychologist, behavioralist, stuff like that. When was the last time you were inpatient at a mental facility as a result of your impairments being in a crisis situation?
I was there one time. I don't remember how I got there. I was drinking with a friend who left me, and then I woke up there. And,
one time out of how many years? So let's say past 5 years, how many times?
Probably 10 years ago. 10 years ago, I would say. I don't like to leave my mom, or there's a lot of abuse still going on and stuff.
Okay, so next question I have, when it comes to the arthropathy, where's most prominent in your body? The pain.
My neck.
Okay, the neck. So
my lower back.
Do you wear a neck brace? Do you wear a back brace? Do you have special shoes?
I do wear a back brace, and I do have I just wear slip-on shoes with some inserts because can't really afford. But I am on a caddy waiver, and that seems like that should be a big deal because they say that you need the level of care from a nursing facility for that.
Okay.
And I don't even know how I got on it. I think my arms worker maybe got me on it.
So talk to me about basically, fall risk, difficulty with your back. When was the last time you fell, had an issue, had to go to the emergency room?
I haven't gone to the emergency room in a while.
What is a while?
I fell in. Yeah. Let me think here. Probably over a year. Yeah. My family doesn't believe in that. And my mom used to call me crybaby. And I tried to stuff my pain my whole life. I had pain my whole life. And I hide it from me well, and I try to look tough. And I know that's not right, but that's just what my brain's done, and it's hard to turn that around. And I'm really trying really hard to not minimize things, but I think I've really screwed myself over by being brought up that way, don't be a baby, don't be a crybaby, that really stuck hard.
All right. So So some of the things that they're going to be looking for the mental impairments are failed work attempts. So have you had little attempted jobs where you got fired as a result of inability to complete, simple tasks or interact with other people or consistently show up on time? Do you have any failed work attempts?
I have failed volunteer attempts, but I didn't get, fired. But if they were to listen to any of the live Zooms that I've done or on this platform of helping people, you can tell that I'm not very good. I've missed some of it, and I've also I'm this way throughout the whole thing, in a state of just panic and anxiety is really high. And people will tell me do this, to help yourself. People can tell right away. And I'll mess the technology part up. I every single time for over a year now.
How are they treating the
but
depression and the anxiety?
um, the tr- I well, my new therapist, he's really good. I'm taking meds. I'm taking a lot of meds. Um, um, so I have Xanax. I've been on that for like 15 years, maybe, and 5 of it was Valium, and then I've been on Adderall. And the depression, Cymbalta that's musculoskeletal and the depression, and I don't like change, so I haven't changed my meds. And I know that's not good. I just I didn't find you yet, Walter, before I started this one.
Yeah, no,
And
I hear you. I mean, so with the ADHD, let me ask you this, like, is this a
mhm.
situation where they've done like a vocational assessment on you, or there's like, a test where psychologically they've tried to see like what you could complete, how many words you can remember? Hearing is like some of the basic forms of evidence that they're looking for, or even the medication that you've been on that long of a period without trying new ones. A lot of the stuff isn't there that's supposed to be done. Like, you know what I
Right.
mean? Like, if you're on something for 15 years and that's your mainstay and it's not working, then you have to try something else because
Right.
the judge is going to say, hey, why? It adds to the validity that your doctors aren't doing the job that they're supposed to be doing to test out drugs to see what will work. Because, with the mental field, portion of the whole getting better process to see if they can is trying out
Right.
different medications every 6 to 2 years, kind of 6 months to 2 year period. So there's that
Right.
is an issue too. But the main things that you're going to need for this claim, since you're under 50 years old, are going to be residual functional capacity letters and failed work attempts, because the judges need to actually believe that you are unable to work, because your only two main options in this case, because you're not a compassion allowance listing, are going to be vocational allowances or Social Security listings. So you don't sound like you're a listing level person, because if you were a listing level person, you wouldn't be able to take care of your mom. You sound more like somebody who
Right.
falls into the vocational allowance portion, which is where you couldn't work a full time job continuously. So the way you prove
Okay.
that is by getting a bunch of jobs and then basically
Okay.
getting fired, within a couple of month period, and using that as evidence that
Oh,
you couldn't be able to do those functions.
okay. The appeals council did send me a letter recently telling me that I needed to pick who was my lawyer, or my representative
Mhm.
out of the two people, and that I had to let one of them go. So I asked my free representative at the appeals council to let, if they could help me let go of this person, of this other law firm. And I don't remember for sure what they said, but I mean, they have, like, she tried to tell me that there was no other people. And I was like, yes, there's another law firm. And she just didn't believe me and said it was a glitch. I mean, it's hard, because I'm really trying hard to stand up and be an advocate, but I'm not that great at that yet. And I'm trying to go through everything, all this stuff, because my doctor, she's not. There's so many things that are really kind of twisted up. My doctor lied to the Social Security Administration. I can prove that part about I never told her why I was filing, but then
Right.
in notes afterwards, I did tell her. She said I did tell her why I was filing. And like there's been some abuse, I would say, some medical like gaslighting a little bit, and that people have seen too. So that's good.
Okay. So here's the deal. I got to keep going to the next caller because we're
Yes,
at 16
sorry. Oh my
minutes.
gosh.
Yeah, no
Sorry.
worries. But you work on it and get your denial brief. Give it to the attorneys that you currently have. See if they find grounds to potentially keep the appeals council claim going. Otherwise, go with the new filing and get that rolling.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And if that, like, can there be a lawsuit? They had to have recorded the call.
A lawsuit again. Well, let me get to the next caller, because what happens is people keep
Okay.
question
Yes.
checking. But
I'm sorry.
you have a wonderful, wonderful
Yes.
night. Okay. Yeah.
Thank you. You too.
Thanks so much. Bye bye.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Okay, cool. We're going to take the next caller real quick. I'll just call this person because they were calling in there. Let me see if I can get them rolling on the phone. And speaker is on. This is probably going to be our last caller because we're at 29 minutes right now. So Let me see if I can get this person on the phone. Hi, this is Attorney Walter Hnot. We are live on YouTube. Remember to use a fake name throughout this process. What is your legal question? Go ahead. And remember, you got to mute the computer that you're watching the video, and we'll just talk straight through the phone. There you go. Perfect. Go ahead. Oh, unmute the phone.
Okay.
Perfect. So
Okay.
yeah, you just have to mute the computer where it's playing the video, and then we'll talk directly through the phone.
The computer where it's playing the video, and then we'll talk directly through the phone.
Perfect.
Okay. I'm sorry. I'm a disabled vet.
Mhm.
I'm 72. And the question is, am I still qualified? Do I qualify for SSDI?
I mean, you haven't worked in a while, right?
That's correct. Since 07.
Yeah, so your date last insured would have run. Technically, what you can do is work some and try and build enough quarters of coverage to get a more recent DLI to attach to it. But the bottom line is the DLI is run. So the only way that you could actually get that going back together is to earn enough quarters of coverage to push your date last insured forward enough in time. So step one, call the SSA, ask them what your date last insured is. Step two, figure out how many quarters of coverage you need. And then at that point, step three, study quarters of coverage and figure out how you can earn enough quarters of coverage to apply then for SSDI benefits to be added to your record. Because technically veterans are supposed to get your civilian and your veteran compensation. You know, and the VA benefits come in the 100% PNT or the TDIU. So the bottom line is, just to be square with this thing, you're supposed to, throughout life, once you become disabled, get your VA check and your Social Security disability civilian check. So you've been roughing it by only doing the VA gig. The VA check is obviously better and better, you know, $4,000 plus $4,500 plus $1,000. Whereas the SSDI check is, you know, for you it could have been $1,500, $2,000, $2,500 per month, but you've been roughing it without that check for a while. Yeah.
Yeah. And then the overall problem is I'm really not able to work.
Yeah.
I appreciate the answer. Yeah, that would be, I understand that's the only way to go. We would go back to work and everything, but with my condition and everything else, I would not be able to. But hey, I really appreciate what you.
Thank you, good sir. Well, you have a wonderful, wonderful day, okay?
Hey, thank you, sir.
Thank you, good sir. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye. All right, we'll take one more call. Whoever wants to call in, we'll take that one last call, and then we'll be good for the night. Let's see what's going on. I see a lot of info from Bob Cheetown that's kind of incorrect. So he said that he got paid in 2 days once he called the congressperson. Technically, just so you guys know, it takes 3 days usually to process payment from the SSA where they process. And when you contact the individuals like the senators or the House reps, they hand it off to a team of people who send out a template letter to the SSA requesting a status update. And the SSA then responds to basically the representative of, you know, the senator or the House rep saying everything is going fine, or we're fixing this problem, we'll give you a status update in so much time. So the whole like reach out to your senator for a fix, unless the claim has an inherent problem where it needs to be basically moved to the regional office, where the regional office has to fix it. Otherwise, the senators and the House reps don't really have any effect on the claim. So, but with that said, if you do run into a problem, quicker, faster way to get a solution is to go directly to the regional office instead of the field office. The regional office will be able to figure out what's going on with the claim and get the thing rolling. With that said, there's a couple other things he said which weren't perfect, but it's part of the yada yada. So, all right. With that said, I missed a call there. Hold on, let me get this call real quick. Let me get them on the phone, the speaker real quick. Let's see what we got. Hi, this is Attorney Walter Hnot. We are live on YouTube. Remember to use a fake name throughout this process.
Are you there?
Yep. What is your legal question? Go ahead.
Sweet. Hold on. Let me put you on speaker. Okay, cool. Oh, man. Thanks for taking my call.
Sure.
It's awesome. Jeez. Man, you do a lot of great things. I mean, I watch every single video all the time. So anyway, I'll get right to the chase. But thank you for everything you're doing. So anyway, this will be my third time. I'm 51 years old. I worked straight for 30 years. And pretty much my both companies I worked for one company for 25 years, and then the other company for another 7 years, and they both went under. And so I was like, okay, you know, that's that. I hurt my back. I was washing cars. I mean, I was the manager of all these car washes, and so I was washing these cars, and I hurt my back. But that wasn't the big thing. The big thing was my mental health, and so it's documented for like 7 years. I'm on lithium, fluoxetine. I go to group and my therapist and my peer support, and I've done it for every day for the last 7 years. So
what's the legal question? Yeah, hit me with the legal. Yeah.
So I'm coming up on the hearing on the 10th of March, and everything that you say on your videos, I can check off every single one of them.
Good.
And all my and all my therapists and even my doctor is going like, you should get it.
Okay.
You know, and I'm like going, but I get scared because you have those ones. I don't know what to say on those tricky ones.
So so I mean,
do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, so some of the questions are.
I mean,
yeah.
I should just. I know I need to just tell the truth, that's what I'm going to do. But it's like I don't want to mess up.
Okay. So, I mean, here's the thing. Some of the questions, obviously, that the ALJs will ask can be tricky. And usually what they'll do is they'll sometimes bait people with a tricky question and then follow it up with, well, in the record, I noticed on this date it said this, you know, after you've already answered that, well, you don't really believe that this is correct. And then the judge comes in and says, well, I noticed in the record on 13F page 11, blah, 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 blah. You are going to have to roll with the punches a little bit while you're in there. Give me an example of one of the questions that would be difficult for you.
Actually, Mr. Walter, not really any of them, because the judge has always been like, it's almost like it's been just too soon. I mean, like when I was 48 and I applied, and he was like, well, you can't wash cars anymore. And I'm like going, well, it's not like I washed cars. I ran like a fleet of car washes. Like I was the manager. I hired people. I fixed all the equipment, hydraulics, like heavy duty equipment. Like it wasn't my, you know, and I mean, I have like packets full of stuff. It was almost like it actually was the because I wasn't old enough. That's what he kind of said.
So real quick, I got to do a shout out because Life's a Dance just did a massive donation, $100 donation, which is absolutely amazing. Because just so you guys know, the chair I'm in right now, this big wooden one, is creaking and all over the place. And I have the new one. It's built. It's literally like a room over. I just haven't swapped it out because to lift this chair over like the desk and around all the gear is just miserable because it's a big wooden chair. I don't know if it's wood or if it's like compressed whatchamacallit, I forget what they call it, but I think compressed cardboard basically. But Life's a Dance, I super appreciate that because I'm gonna double that.
I'm going to throw that down too.
Well, no,
Cause,
for you, I would
I know I don't need you, but dude, I've been watching your stuff and it's like, I mean, it's like second to none.
Well,
I mean, just priceless.
What I would do with you is I would
Mm-hmm.
I would go ahead and do one of those private sessions where I for an hour just grill the hell out of you and basically do testimony shaping, which is where I go ahead and say, okay, well, you said this, you should maybe consider this. You said that, maybe consider that. So so let's do an example of this real quick. I'm going to go ahead and grill you like a tough judge would, just so you get like a chance to go ahead and feel the,
Right on, bro.
Perfect. So, good sir, go ahead and state for me, what were the types of jobs that you've had within the past 5 years? I'm looking for a simple title of what you held. Go ahead.
Nothing.
You didn't work within the past 5 years at all?
Nope.
How many years ago was your last job?
2016.
Okay, so wait, so you got a DLI issue, a date last insured issue. So you're an SSIer. So did they explain that to you?
They did not.
Okay, so SSDI benefits, traditional disability, not going to be on the table. SSI benefits are going to be on the table. Yeah.
Because now I'm diagnosed with SMI.
Yeah, but it's not going to matter because you would have had to. Did you apply? Like, how far back did you apply originally after 2016?
2018.
2018. Okay, so what happened to 2018? Is that still the current claim, or that was a claim that was denied, and you just didn't appeal it?
No, that was denied, and then the attorney at that time said, "I'm not going to take the case because you're too young," and so then Ginsburg said, I talked to Ginsburg, and he said, "Here's a number. They'll take your claim, and then it should go through because of like all the stuff that you had back then, plus your SMI, plus all of the meds you're on, plus all of the therapy you've done, and so that's, I don't know, bipolar, anxiety, panic disorder. I mean, I've got just so much crap.
Okay, so let me.
Okay.
All right. So bottom line is you had an old claim. I mean, did you appeal it into appeals council, get remanded? Did you appeal it up into district court and get remanded?
I did not.
Okay, so you got a new claim. When was the new claim filed?
The new claim was filed about 2 years ago.
Okay, so all right, so you are an SSI only recipient, Title 16. You have a filing 2 years ago. You got an ALJ hearing upcoming, and basically all right. So who's? I'm not going to ask who the current attorney is.
Okay.
So I'm assuming you were with Ginsburg, and then he gave you another person to go check out the appeals council option with. Then you filed again.
Yes.
Did you get a new attorney or retain the original attorney?
No, new attorney.
Okay, so you got a new attorney, and has the new attorney gone over with you the hearing questions for the upcoming hearing? Has the new attorney gone through the medical evidence on file?
No, it's like you say, a big box, and so
yeah, they suck.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just is what it is. Yeah.
Yeah. I know. I didn't know that until like I started watching all your stuff, and it's just like, I mean, your stuff, your content is just second to none. It's like just solid. It's like, dang man, why didn't I call this guy?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
I should have gone with your threads.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, I don't really.
Threads.
Yeah, the crazy thing about it is I don't actually advertise. So like there's two main forms of advertising with disability law firms. The first way to advertise, because you'll probably notice I never actually say, come hire me as your disability attorney. I never say that.
It's totally you're totally like just straight up. Listen, this is how I feel about it. And this is what I can help you, or this is what I suggest, but I'm not gonna, yeah, I know you're not, I know.
Yeah, I don't put it out there like that because the thing is we already get a lot of calls. And so here's the thing, there's two main ways to advertise. Or there's two main law firm style ways of doing stuff. So the first style is kind of like your big box thing, which is where you put up, ads, on different places and you hope to collect clients. You don't usually get a lot of referral clients from the clients you've had because the clients get pissed off. So what happens is you just kind of, you have to rely on commercials. So then what was born out of that is the second way to advertise, or the second way to basically get clients in the Social Security disability field for attorneys. The new thing is companies like kind of like Atticus and other companies that do the referral system. And that's where basically they will,
like a subcontractor.
yeah, they will mass advertise.
Okay.
And then depending on what area you're in, they'll collect all the clients and then forward them off to basically these law firms that are in the area. And so what happens is those referral groups, whether they're not a law firm or they are a law firm, they'll take a percentage of the disability claim. The tricky part with that is that when one of those referral groups takes a percentage, it means the law firm at the end of the day doesn't have as much money to work on the claim, call you back, spend time with you, buy medical records, etc. So that,
and then you gotta pay them
on
commission.
Yeah. Then that's what sucks about it. Like it just doesn't work great in that regard.
For anybody, really.
Yeah. But the other side of the coin is a lot of these other disability firms, because they don't make a lot of money, they can't mass advertise. So they use that other referral system to get them and funnel them claims. And, I obviously don't have the issue of getting claimants because of the, I'm the most viewed, subscribed to, blah, 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 the most clicked on disability attorney in America. Yeah. But like, these other firms, a lot of them, they just can't get people to call them. And a large part of that too is that they just don't have Google reviews or presence online. And, they don't want to have to put in, like look at us right now. It's 2:17 a.m. on a Monday night going into Tuesday. Yeah. So
I sit there. I know.
Yeah.
I know. I always, the bell rings and I jump on.
Yeah, for sure. But it's one of those things where I don't know what the future is with all this stuff, but like, and I'm going to be doing a video specifically on changes that are coming to Social Security, even though Trump says there's not going to be. And I have a video also that's specifically made for Frank Bisignano and Trump and Elon about changes that are positive for the recipient, because, a lot of the changes that are coming down are a little bit spicy right now. And the other counter argument to that is that the government for too long has been a festering scam, disgusting fraud cauldron that politicians keep whipping the spoon on. So I guess from my perspective, all right, so look, I know that we're at the end. I know that we've talked a little. Let me run some hearing questions real quick, just so you kind of can. Okay. Now I'm going to jump in. I'm going to beat you up. So just be ready. I'm not trying to be mean to you. I'm going to give it to you. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
All right.
Strong.
So we're going to skip the name, date of birth. We're going to skip the social. We're going to skip all that stuff because we don't want to say it online. Let's get right into it. Good sir, what are your top 5 most severe disabling medical conditions?
Okay. First of all, I can't sleep. And I have to go to the bathroom like probably every half hour.
So do you have insomnia? What's the actual medical condition backing it?
Yeah, insomnia. Yeah,
all right.
And it's because of the medication.
Next one. Give me the next one.
All of a sudden, I'll wake up.
No additionals. Just go to the next one. We're bullet pointing. Go ahead.
Yeah. I'll wake up in the morning and take my meds, and then a half hour later.
Well, what's the next impairment? Next medical condition.
Well, I mean, I can't walk. I've got edema.
Okay.
Where my medicine just makes my legs just full of water.
All right, so we're a little bit all over the place. We got an edema. What's the next medical condition?
Next thing is I can't walk too far. Like I can walk to the mailbox, but then I walk back up and I'm just totally drained.
Okay, so what's causing the ambulation? Is it the
I can't-
edema or something else, like a back, a hip, a knee issue?
Oh yeah, yeah. I've got knees, and I've got it all. I've got all this documented. I've got bone spurs in both my knees and bone spurs in both my legs, or in both my toes. And I can't remember much.
Man, you need so much work. All right, here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna give you some questions right now. Go rewatch the video again. You have to have these questions mastered before you call me for the next, catch up. Number one, what are your top 5 medical conditions? Number 2, when did each begin? When did each become severe? And what piece of evidence do you have that shows that they became severe on that date? And then the next question.
And I'm blind.
And you're blind? Okay. That's like the most important one. So,
and I've got it all. I've got all that documented too.
okay. Next question. What are 2 symptoms / signs for each impairment? Next question. What are your medications and 2 side effects for each? Next question. What were the jobs that you've done within the past 15 years, even though they only consider the past 5? Next question. Why would you have a difficult time getting ready in the morning? This includes hygiene-related functions. This includes cooking, cleaning, laundry, getting dressed, grocery shopping.
I don't do any. I don't do any of that. I mean, I can. It sucks because I was really clean before, and my mom hates it because, I live with them now, and she's like, "You gotta take a shower, man." And I'm just like, I don't want to. And then after I take all my meds, I'm just back in my bed.
We got to get you a little bit better at so here's the thing. I think you will be okay with the all over the place kind of like into the weeds discussion if you get past the intro questions. So the 3 questions I need you to master. What are your top 5 medical conditions? Just the bullet points. No explanation, just those. Then when they started, when they became severe, and how you know they became severe. And then the other thing I need you to be super solid on is why you would be unable to do the most basic jobs that exist in America. Walmart greeter, receptionist, price marker, stuff like that. I need you to be able to explain why you'd be unable to do those jobs. So let me give you an example. If I said to you, and you only get 3 sentences to answer this, so very limited 3 sentences, that's all you get. If I said to you, why couldn't you mark prices on items in a grocery store over an 8-hour period, 5 days a week? Why would you have a difficult time doing that as a result of your conditions? Go ahead.
Because I'd forget.
Forget.
Did you hear me?
Yeah, what?
I would forget. It's like I could probably do 1 or 2, and then I just like lose my thought, lose my train of mind, lose, and then my boss would get probably pissed at me, and then I'd lose my job.
Okay, so I'm gonna give you a little bit of structure on this thing. Walking up and down the aisles, having to place things up high, having to be able to read the labels, having to be able to interact with a digital interface that prints out the prices, having to be able to scan things, having to be able to interact with bosses, coworkers.
Ain't no way. There's no way.
Why?
There's no way. Well, I mean, for starters, I know I wouldn't be able to, unless someone told me where to put the item, I wouldn't be able to do that. I wouldn't be able to hold that handheld thing. I think that's what they do, and to make the prices out or whatever. And then if my boss said, you put it in the wrong place, then it would just totally throw me into a loop. I'd be going like, I wouldn't be able to do it. Just wouldn't. And then I'd slip out, and I couldn't even get there because I don't even have a car.
Why don't you own a car, a license, the ability to drive?
I have a license, but I just don't have a car. And I don't have a car because I don't have any money, and I don't have insurance because I don't have any money.
So you do have a
And
license, or you don't?
No, I have a license. Yes.
But how did you get a license if you're blind now? Was this from prior years?
No, I'm not. No, I'm not 100% blind. I'm like, just see, all I see is double.
Okay.
And so it's like, I mean, I can't see, like, I only see double, and I've got glasses, and I've got a prescription, and all I do is go from my house to the mental health clinic and back. And I do that like 4 times a week.
Okay. All right. So here's the deal. You got to get a lot more solid on answering the basic intro questions, and you got to summarize detailed information more quickly. So you only get 20 minutes, with you asking questions, or with the judge asking questions, and then cross-examination with your attorney asking questions. So you got to get tight on this thing, because when you're in there, your testimony is going to be super important, especially after being a prior denial without appeal.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay,
Perfect.
sir. Yeah, man, dude, thank you so freaking much for taking this call. And how do I'm gonna have my mom shoot you $100, but how do you where do I throw that?
So it wouldn't be, don't do the $100 donation thing. Do the 1 hour private session thing. And so what I'm doing is, so 2 weeks into the future, all the private sessions have been pretty much bought up for my 12 noon lunch. So what I'm doing now is another hour to try and fit people in. That's either way later in the day, or basically at like 3 p.m. ish. So the bottom line is, just do that. There's like a little bio link. There's a link in the bio with a mini contract, 1-pager. Do that instead, and then
on YouTube.
Yeah, if you just go into the bio of the video, there should be like a little link there. Yeah, but anyways, good sir, you have a wonderful night. I will catch you a little bit later.
Dude, man, thank you so freaking much, man.
Absolutely.
Thank you for everything you do for all of us.
Absolutely.
Seriously.
Sir. Thank you.
I can't. It surprises me that you're not hooked up with some Howdy.
I've been on a bunch of dates, and I think so here's the thing. Ironically, because I have a lot to talk about, from working on construction to a farm to the law firm to YouTube. Like, I have a lot to talk about.
Yeah, you do have a farm, huh?
Yeah, like I got tons to talk about. But the problem is that
dude, you gotta do the music though.
Trust me, there's literally a stage, a halftime show stage that I built. It's not like impressive, but there's a halftime show stage literally 6 feet from me, where we're gonna have future people playing, and it's gonna be real gear. Like, the amps are gonna have a real Royer 121 with an SM57 and a room mic. There's actually vintage Fender amps back there, and other vintage amps. So
vintage Fender?
Yeah. There's 59 Champ, 48 Princeton, 53 Princeton, 48 Deluxe, a 60 Deluxe, and then a 65 Vibra Champ. Those are all the vintage of the Fenders. Yeah, but remember, I've been collecting guitar stuff for over 30 years. So like, when you see it, it's like, wow. But then when you realize that's 30 years of somebody like spending any money they have, then it's like, oh, okay, well, not that impressive. Yeah. Cause some people have like entire collections. I have like my, I try to make it look 16, cool. Yeah.
When I was 16, I worked for Trent Reznor.
Sure. Yeah.
And that was pretty cool. And then I worked for Prince and Janet Jackson, but that was way before like I ran the car washes.
Wow, man.
But yeah, it was pretty cool, man. It was awesome. But I mean, I'm legit as far as like, I'll figure it out. I mean, I'll get my name down on your after hours.
Perfect. Sounds good, sir. I'll catch you later.
Thank you so freaking much, man. Thank you.
Absolutely. You have a wonderful night, okay?
You as well. And hey, everybody out there, man, The guy's legit.
Thank you, good sir. Well, I appreciate it. Well, you have a wonderful night, and I'll catch up with you down the line.
All right, my man.
Thank you, good sir. I'll catch you later. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Okay, so that's our final caller. We are at 60 minutes, 59 minutes and 57 seconds. So what's happening with the music stuff? Basically, I am actually going to go talk to a local music store to get a lineup, a schedule of artists that can come on Mondays and Thursdays to go ahead and play live in between the videos. So you guys will actually have halftime shows of singer-songwriters and stuff like that. So it'll be like a really cool thing. I wanted to do it correctly. I wanted to do it professionally, where it was like actual real good gear, not like junky stuff that's just kind of blah blah blah. I do have like there's stuff all over here, like I'm also setting up a table that basically will have 3 of these, where essentially I'll be interviewing people that are relevant to Social Security, the field, benefits, what's happening with technology, people that have worked for NASA telling me about future technologies that are going to be used for the disabled. So that's coming as well. There's a lot of really cool stuff coming, and I'm really excited about it. It's a lot of work, but it's one of those things where you guys know I work at the firm, all day, and then I do a little bit of construction work, and then I do basically the YouTube channel. I'm really excited about the media stuff. That has me the most like jazzed at this point. But I'm going to be giving you a mini walkthrough, although you literally walk 5 feet. It's not much. A walkthrough of what the future halftime show stage is going to be like. It's not raised or anything. I just put a carpet down, made it look cool. But with that said, you're going to see that really soon, and we're going to have amazing things rolling. So I will catch you a little bit later. Please remember to like and also subscribe. With that said, if you were helped with this video, consider going to Google, typing in Disability Resolution Florida or Disability Resolution Law Firm, and throw some stars up there. I will catch you all a little bit later. Please have a wonderful night. I go live on Mondays and Thursdays to usually answer questions like we did here. And there's a mini contract below if you want to do one of those private sessions. Have a wonderful, wonderful, amazing night. Super thank you to the members, Tara, Lisa, James. Where's Royalty in there? There she is. Tara again. There you go. And then a super, and there's Kosher. A super thank you to basically Life's a Dance for doing the mega $100 donation. That's absolutely amazing. I will catch you all a little bit later. You have a wonderful night, and we will go from there. I'll probably catch you tomorrow. And thank you so much. All right. Bye-bye, everybody. Have a wonderful night. Bye-bye.